One of the biggest lies that you've ever been told is that before you start, you need to have it all figured out and, have to know where to go. But for the most part in life, you really don't know what's gonna happen. Everything's so uncertain. You could be in one place at some point in time, and you end up in the completely opposite side of the world by the next year. It's just so unpredictable, and in such uncertainty, people like to have plans and stuff, where they say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and if this happens, I'm gonna do that, and if that happens, I'm gonna do that." And they spend so much time planning about what could happen and what happens that they don't actually take action. And that's what you need to do. You don't need a plan, you need to act. Yeah, preparation can be important, but if all you're doing is preparing and preparing and preparing, it can only get you so far. At some point, you just need to bite the bullet, do the thing that gives you discomfort, and just deal with it. Figure out a way, see what happens, and if it doesn't work out, try again. I mean, it's only natural for people to want to have a plan or at least be good at something, right? I mean, nobody enjoys being bad at something they're trying to do, right? Like, of course, if you want to try something new and you're bad at it, you're naturally going to want to wait until you're good at it till you want to, post or show the world or, do stuff like that, right? But you just really got to just show yourself and show yourself how you are, Of course, you can improve with time, but if you're not all the way up there, just go for it anyways, just try. Even if you fail, you have more experience than if you just tried getting better and never tried it at all. Like, look at me in the background, right? This is my first time technically trying watercolors, right? Of course, back in the day, I used to mess around with them, but I would never try to do anything, with them. And I'm just YOLOing it, I just put my phone on my little stand and just started recording. And in the spirit of today's topic of not needing a plan, I did not sketch anything. I did not even do line art for anything. I'm just painting as is and hoping it turns out for the best. And of course, you might not get perfect results with this. You're bound to mess up every once in a while. But you'll get experience. I've recently been rewatching One Piece with my mother, right? And I've come to realize that Luffy doesn't plan anything. He doesn't plan on how he's going to become king of the pirates. He just goes, sets sail in a random direction, and prays for the best. Just having a good time. If something goes wrong, he tries to fix it. And that's the kind of attitude that you should have too. Before fighting a bad guy, Luffy doesn't just sit there and think, what happens if I'm not strong enough to beat him? What happens if I'm not good enough? He doesn't run away from fights even if the opponent seems formidable. He doesn't think, well, maybe I'm not good enough right now, I'll just run away, and whenever I'm strong enough to easily beat him, I'll come back and beat him, right? No, he struggles through it. He adapts and ends up being the victor in the end. And I know it's really tempting to say, oh yeah, I'll just hide away in a little corner, polish my skills really, really hard, and then I'll come back magically and everything will work out. And I'll be so cool. Like, let's say you're trying to be an artist, right? I'm gonna polish my skills because right now my drawings look like booty. In private. Not posted anywhere. Just do nothing, right? Just keep to myself. And I'm gonna come back with max stats, maximum anatomy, maximum rendering, maximum everything, and I'm gonna blow up instantly. People will come up to me and say, "Ooh, Panini, you're so cool. Oh my god. I wanna have your babies." Oh. What am I saying? But yeah. It's easy to fall into the trap of, oh yeah, I'll just come back with max stats and totally speed through it. But you never know what life might do. If you keep ducking from the challenge because you're afraid you might get ridiculed or you might get, clowned on or you just won't blow up or whatever, you are missing out on valuable experience that you can't get anywhere else. I mean, if Luffy ran away from every fight or every difficult fight, he wouldn't be Luffy, the king of the pirates or the future king of the pirates. He'd be Luffy, the no-name pirate who runs away from every fight. He'd be a bum, bro, genuinely. The thing that makes his character so cool is that even if it seems hopeless, he still fights and he somehow wins. No matter what he does, he just simply seems to have that type of confidence that, oh, it'll work out for me. I will be able to do it. I'll accomplish my dreams. And a lot of y'all don't have that, I know it's hard, but by not doing the thing and ducking from posting videos or posting your art or even something different like learning a language, right? You want to talk to people who speak the language, but you're afraid of it and you want to wait until you get better. Well, the only way to get better is by practicing. One time I was in band, right? And I was fingering my clarinet. Pause. Fingering is playing the notes without putting your mouthpiece to your lips, right? So you're not blowing any air into the instrument, not making any noise, but you're just practicing the movement with your fingers, right? And this was during a period where the band director, who, well, is kind of loud, kind of mean, and just like likes poking fun at people, right? Yeah, the band director told us to just practice the music on our own, right? Each on our own, just everybody's in the room and everybody's just practicing on their own, right? And the band director, oh, mind you, likes clowning people, and I was a shy kid back then, right? So I didn't want to look bad in front of him and have him, chew me out. So instead of practicing with my mouth on the clarinet and like actually playing notes, whenever the professor came around my area, I would just put my clarinet on my little knee, and I would just practice fingering. And he just came up to me after a bit of this, because he wasn't going away despite me wanting him to leave. And he just came up to me and said, you don't get better by you don't get better by fingering. You get better by playing. And that stuck with me. Because you can't expect to get better at anything unless you actually do the thing. I know it's tempting nowadays because in the art industry, at least, there's always some random guy who just pops off immediately. Or even in the VTubing scene, right? Somebody with a past life who has connections shows up as an indie and all of a sudden blows up magically. They know how to do everything right, they have connections and everything, and wowee. But the thing you don't notice is that they have experience. The artist that blew up in a week because they draw super good and know what to post at whatever time has experience doing it because they had a period where they struggled a lot just like you. And yeah, it might be tempting to say, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get it right just like all these other people, but you generally can't, because they have a lot more experience doing the thing that you are avoiding. So you don't need a plan. Go out there and struggle a little bit, even if you fail, even if you blow up and you magically succeed. Note down what you did wrong, what you did right, what works, what doesn't. And if it ever have a time where you have to do it again, you know how to do it better now. But yeah, that's all for today. It was something that was on my mind for a long time. So, alright, bye-bye.